Hi, my name is Dani Ackerman. I graduated in 2016 undergrad, and then I went on to spend 2 more years at New Paltz to get my master's degree. So I graduated in 2018, and I'm from Long Island, New York. My major was communication disorders with a minor in deaf studies, and then I went on to get my master's degree in speech language pathology, which led me to my career now. I am a school-based speech therapist on Long Island. And, I could list so many opportunities that enhanced my career path, but I think the most influential was my offsite clinical experiences at the Center for Spectrum Services, as well as the Saugerties School District. These opportunities led me to kind of figure out the career path I wanted to take, and they gave me the opportunity to expose myself to new populations of clients and kind of choose where I wanted to go with speech therapy. And my position now is exactly pretty much a mesh of these two experiences. I'm working as a school-based therapist with kids on the autism spectrum, and this is completely my dream job at this point. So I do not have a picture from work because of HIPAA laws, and I'm not as cool as Alicia and don't have a pamphlet feature. So here is a device I would use with one of my kids that are nonverbal. And here's my final message.
I love New Paltz.
I love New Paltz. I have to reiterate what Stock said. New Paltz field hockey did not just enhance my experience at New Paltz, it was completely my experience at New Paltz. Everything about it became my entire life, and I bought into the program so much, and I'm so proud to have been a part of such an amazing team. And I really don't think there's any way to summarize how much it enhanced my experience, aside from filming a full docuseries like Cheer on Netflix, which still waiting for our feature. I think it would be a good addition. But I chose to come to New Paltz before I even knew they had my major, which is definitely not something I recommend doing, but it just goes to show how influential this program was on my life and, how guided I was by coach and picking such an amazing team and an amazing school with a great academic background. Um, I learned so many lessons at New Paltz that you can't you can't learn anywhere else. And I was lucky enough to learn them while playing the sport I love next to the most amazing people and ultimately the greatest place. I learned a great sense of community. I learned how to be a selfless leader. I learned how to be present. And, and by being present, I mean being able to engage in something and be so involved in the moment and just love every second of what I'm doing and, how to enjoy and learn how to lean into challenges and be accepting of the sacrifices you have to make for the greater good. I learned how to win and what it felt like to win, and then I learned how it felt to lose, even when I was putting my everything and my all into what I was doing. So I think ultimately I learned how to be a good teammate, and these lessons have carried me so far in my life and have dictated so many decisions I have made after leaving New Paltz, and I couldn't be more grateful for every single life lesson I learned that have helped me become a better speech therapist, as well as a better person, a better friend, and a better player whenever I still get those chances. I just knew coming from such a competitive high school program that had a great culture that I needed to find a team that reflected that same culture. And when I went and watched a practice at New Paltz, I saw how hard they worked and how supportive they were. I mean, people were cheering for others. I had never been in a practice where someone like Alyssa Stock is going nuts. And when she says that she's a hype girl, like she is a hype girl. If you have watched Cheer, she is the Jerry of New Paltz field hockey. And to see how much support was there and, how selfless everyone was on the team, I couldn't picture playing for any other program, let alone any other coach. I mean, Shanna is the smartest coach I have ever met. And she shaped me in so many ways and helped me become not only just a better player, but a better person and a better friend. I mean, she is the best coach you could ever ask for. I originally started playing because my older sister Jamie played, so I had to follow in her footsteps, of course. But I think very quickly I learned to love the game, and I've had a competitive nature since I was born, probably. Anyone who's played Summer League with me knows that I still am a little bit too competitive at times, but it's all in good nature and in good fun. It's just who I am. But field hockey is pretty limitless, and I like how humble the sport keeps me. I think that there's something very cool about how the game keeps evolving, and you know, I might step onto the field with a complete stranger or with past teammates, but there's always someone better than me, so I'm always chasing that next limit, that next barrier, and trying to become a better player. Like, I never feel like I'm at my peak level. There's always something new I can learn. I think I like that limitless aspect and always being able to chase that next skill that I want to achieve. My most memorable moment at New Paltz is very hard to choose. Um, there's this quote that says, it's very corny, but I wish I knew I was in the good old days when I was in the good old days. But I'm very grateful to know that while I was playing at New Paltz, I knew I was in the good old days. So I feel like I soaked up every single minute of playing and knowing that this was the best 4 years I was going to have, and that field hockey would never be the same post season, post graduating. But I think there's something also good that comes out of New Paltz field hockey is the alumni network and just the network the program has made that keeps you involved in so many different ways. I am still so involved in New Paltz field hockey. I'm always jumping in on clinics and camps and just going up for every single game and in constant communication with the team. So there's a very family-like aspect that comes from being involved with New Paltz field hockey. So even though I knew I was in the good old days and when season was coming to its final closure for me, I knew how sad and heartbreaking it was going to be for me. But at the same time, it's always a family to come back to. And it made it a little easier knowing that I was always going to have this in my life. And New Paltz field hockey is forever. But my favorite moment, now that I sidetracked, I have to say it was my last and final championship for New Paltz, my senior year. We went into it with 3 back-to-back championships, and there was a lot of outside pressure going into it. A lot of coaches putting the pressure on, like, oh, you got to get that 4th championship. You're a senior. You could be the first class. But, we went into the game against Cortland, and we were down 1-0 at the half. And then the second half, we just started putting the goals in. And Serena actually came in, and she put in 2 goals. And I don't think we've ever gone more nuts than we did that game. It was just so cool for a freshman to step on the field and just put 2 goals in, no big deal. Our sideline was going absolutely nuts. I don't know if anyone's made mention of this, but we have the greatest sideline culture. You probably never even seen sideline culture like New Paltz field hockey. But it was just really cool as a senior to look around and feel like the pressure wasn't just on you. You didn't have to carry the team on your back, and everyone to your left and right was working so hard and putting their heart and every bit of hustle into that game. And it just felt nice to sit back and have fun and play good New Paltz field hockey. And then going forward with NCAA play, I just knew that we were so set and I was equipped with the best team in the world. And no matter the outcome, I was so happy to play with such an amazing group of girls.